Hey Truth Seekers, this is Voice of Jupiter here with your expansive messages and channeled songs. Please pick one of the three following tunes or check out more than one if they call to you. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Today we're asking our guides, ancestors, spirits, angels, and others, what is coming around full circle right now?
Keep on swimming. The Trangalana. Tulamana Panesa. Tulamana Panesa.
Hello, tune number 1. So to start things off, you have the shark lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. So you may have been battling with extremes in terms of force, effort, yang energy. But it seems like now you're finding that all the times that you've been on either extreme, so either going so hard and hustling that you're completely burnt out, or being completely exhausted and lazy or lacking motivation, those types of things, you know, it's a blessing to have experienced the extremes, because that means that you are also able to find the equilibrium and the optimal sort of middle way. Great white sharks, you know, they say that they'll die if they stop moving. So you have a lot of power in you, that's for sure. Now you're finding ways to not only use it, but save it, sort of like in a video game where you can kind of see the power bar while you're playing, and you know what jumps and what tasks are gonna deplete it, and also how to build it back up. So kudos to you, because that ain't easy. You also have fluorite, so looks like not only are you inspired and invigorated, but you are also very focused in terms of things that are coming back full circle. We will look into that. So funny enough, I pulled the yin card. So as you have the shark as a peaceful warrior, this yin integration is something that's coming back around, because it's not like you're going back to one of those times where you were in complete chaos and you didn't know what to do and you didn't know how to move forward and you were too spread out and had too many options. Now this peace, this integrated yang energy is coming back. You know, it's in a figure 8, and it is leading with peace. So yes, there's chaos around. Yes, you still probably have multiple options in terms of your next steps. However, that franticness is something that's been weeded out. That big try energy is in the past. You still care, of course, but you're not caring like in an oversensitive way, in an over emotional way. You've definitely got big emotions, but you know how to make them work for you, not against you. What else? For tune number 1. Second house, resources, and the number 40. That might resonate with someone. Apples, if you've been seeing apples, it could be a sign of abundance, which I'd like to clarify because I do hear it used so often, and I find sometimes it can push us to too much Ten of Cups or too much attachment to the future. In this case, it's coming back around full circle in that you've also realized that abundance isn't just money. It's more about economics than finance. So yes, the materials are there and they are coming back around. But if you were to lose them again, which I sense you may have, or if you were to have something change that kind of rattled you in the material world, you now are going to be set with the power and leadership to overcome without that frazzling, to continue earning spiritual points, resources, opportunities, knowing how to listen for the wisdom that comes through others. Yeah, there's gold coins that are stacking up around your hands. So good for you. Let's get one more piece of advice for you in terms of what's happening now. So continue to assess your situation from a higher perspective with a little bit of separation. So if you're starting a business, if you are in a relationship, if you are on the threshold of some kind of new endeavor, remember that it's for you, it's with you, it's of you, but it isn't you. There's a little bit of separation that can keep you safe and able to assess. Sorry, my cat just opened the door. And there's also some advice of patience from the Green Corn Moon, number 36. Yeah. I personally struggle with patience sometimes, so I know that if you've been on the path for a while, it might be frustrating to hear, but, you know, this power that you have of integrating your yin and your yang has probably shown you by now that the journey and the destination are one. So it's okay to look out and dream as long as you're not longing too hard. Because yes, it is in divine timing. So keep going. Don't give up. You've totally got this. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for listening.
Sikaya Taman Tamana Tamana Metana Manamaya Ayapana Zikala Fonda Ainakaya Lipamas Fonda
Hello and welcome to number 2. So for you, we have the lovely peacock stone and the snake. Live according to your divine essence, the elemental kingdom. I can also kind of see this trident, the trident shape on the stars, as well as 3 snakes, a father, a mother, a baby. So there may be something that you have literally birthed or an idea that you've found a sense of responsibility around, similar to a child, like a creative project. Snakes are cool. And the peacock stone is also very cool. It's sort of my symbol for like renegade and Uranus energy. So there may be something very unique about you that is finally coming out. You're maybe letting your freak flag fly a little, maybe sharing more on social media and caring less. Or not even caring less, but just not having as much fear from invisible things or people that you don't know, or these sort of inner obstacles that have held you back up to this point. All the obstacles have been for a reason, because they're giving you shape. That's sort of how I have an image of yin, or also the inner child, this spirit, this essence, and it is formless, it is unmeasurable, it is vast. And when it's on planet Earth, of course, everything has a structure. Everything has this point-to-ableness. And so you've been through some challenges recently that, like the snake, you've had to move through, move around, move with. And it's highly commendable. It's highly commendable, the work that you've done and will be continuing to do. There's this 3-prongedness to something that you've been through. Many forks in the road, perhaps. But also, 2 is duality and 3 is harmony. So it is as if this third way, or this integration of extremes, is like a totally new you. It's like a totally new thing. It's not just a little of this and a little of that. There's this synergistic essence. It's like all of the elements have been combined and all of the ingredients have been put together and just have made this totally delicious, wonderful, exuberant thing that is you. Wow. So let's see what is coming full circle here. and 2, please. Thank you. Ace of Wands. So, there may be something that before this new you had really emerged or started to emerge, you had an idea or an inspiration or something that you wanted to move towards or illuminate within yourself, and it just wasn't the right time. But now it is. Now it is the right time. Now it's come back around because you have done the work to align with the things that you've wished for. You know, it reminds me of James Clear in Atomic Habits, where he says, you know, a lot of people are wishing for these things or these jobs or these situations, when really it requires a transformation of the identity. So if it's a job that you want to become a person who has that job in a work-life balance, Source wants to give us the things that we want, but the law is the law. And so if we were to get something we wanted prematurely before we were ready, then we would have a tantrum or want something else or just not appreciate it. But now you have slithered your way through the grass with grace. Probably didn't feel like that most of the time. But this idea, this thing that you want, you are now a match for it. So good for you. Let's see if there's any other advice on this here. Yeah, so you've definitely had to be pretty sly and pretty smart. You're a very bright one. But there's also been some spirits and ancestors that have been helping you through this. So make sure to give some gratitude their way, especially even as these things are coming in, so not just asking for things when you want them and saying thank you when you get them, but vice versa as well, right? So taking the time and the space to be grateful, even if there's something that you can't see. And when there is something that you want or something exciting to, just really take the time to appreciate the shoulders that you stand on. You're also advised to just have a little extra fun right now. All the things that you want are going to manifest a lot faster if you're just having a good time. It'll help your frequency match, Everything is sound. The universe doesn't speak English, it speaks music. So if you do that, you'll be all good. And then the last bone that I pulled for you is the wishbone. So that's always nice to see after the fun. It's like You no longer, and you know this is just a confirmation, but you no longer need to be then whenning or when thenning. So it's not when this happens, then I'll be happy, or when this happens, then I can do this thing. It's more like now. Now you are lucky, now you are fun, now you are guided, now you are smart. So, yeah, those are just some extra things to keep in mind as this situation comes full circle for you. Tune number 2. I hope it was helpful. Sinkamana te la seita la 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 seita la na na ta na na ta na 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 in your favor. Trangalana. Hello to number 3. The crystal that we've got for you here is the Phantom Quartz. And the person that I got it from told me that it has 7 dimensions of healing power in it. It's sort of like a super stone that's got a lot going on. And then the card that I have is the Deer. Trust in the support of the universe. Archangel Michael and faith. And actually, right as I was about to do this, the Phantom Quartz fell on the ground. And I had to kind of, search my rug to find it. So that may be the thing that's coming back full circle for you, is something that you lost, or you thought was lost, or that you just simply couldn't find. Bit of a different connotation depending on your situation, but now you are finding it. So just trust in the support of the universe. If you haven't found it yet, then you will in this sort of chapter in the energetics, because this is something that is coming back around. There's something that is being bridged between your heart and your third eye. So it may be that you are tossing between the two in terms of like trying to follow your intuition or trying to make the right choice or follow your feelings. But now it's like your heart has grown. Your heart has grown so much. I know it probably hasn't been easy, but it's helped you build a trust within yourself. There's so much talk out there about self-love, but not so much about self-trust. And without trust, you really can't have a love that is grounded and that can evolve and move with you. It's all about that strong foundation, which the deer, they kind of represent that. They are light on their feet. They don't take things too seriously, but at the same time they are sturdy, and they are family oriented. They care about the world around them. Their antlers are firm, and their legs kind of look like trees. Alright, let's get a little more about something that's coming full circle for you. To number 3. So we got Libra balance and the number 7. So again, maybe with that third eye and the heart, so something that you've been thinking and perceiving versus feeling, and just trying to assess if you've been doing okay on the journey. It's coming into balance as you are building this trust in yourself, as you are continuing to trust in the support of the universe, right? Whether you're into Archangel Michael or not. I know he's very cool for me, so there's definitely been a lot of times I've had to face some major fears, and he's been there. So whoever's been helping you, make sure you give them a shout out, however you like to show your gratitude, because it's all been worth it. The scales on this card are just so beautiful and golden and intricate. They definitely weren't made in a day. And neither was the things that, you've been facing. These big, beautiful, invisible things. The invisible city that you've been building as your foundation is going to really support you. You've really been learning how to support and trust yourself. It's tough. It's tough to combat all the mixed messaging, especially as you're moving through different levels of consciousness. All the platitudes, all of the gurus, but yeah, just remember that you've got all the wisdom you need inside you in time. And yeah, there's really something coming about the number 7 here, because of the 7 dimensions from the Phantom Quartz and the 7 on here. So watch out for the number 7 or 77. Then let's get a little advice for you. Tune 3. We have the monad, sun, ascendant, and north node energy, code, astrology, purpose, and the number 50. So the monad is comprised of all of the astrological glyphs. Check it out if you've never heard of it before. But it can definitely be a sign of like all the codes in your blueprint coming together that signify your purpose. And to keep in mind, with these deer who are definitely grounded and earthly, but that to take your responsibility lightly, that you're here to do what you gotta do and be your authentic self, but that having fun, now that you're starting to find this balance, you don't have to take it so seriously, because you can trust that you're protected, right? If you fall, you get back up again. You've done it before, and you will have to do it again. The darkness doesn't ever necessarily go away. We just get wiser and better at dealing with it, right? It's becoming integrated. And you're starting to find that as you're piecing together the codes, piecing together your own sense of meaning. So the advice is just to Keep following that North Star. Keep trusting. Keep showing gratitude. Keep walking down the road. It never ends. But it's for you. It's been for you the whole time. You haven't done anything wrong. Even if it feels like it. You are a sensitive one. And you're starting to see how that can be a major superpower. Being pulled to get one more for you. Ah, it's death. Don't we just love it? So number 13, Pluto is here. So there's a tiny little ship in the background on the death card that I've never noticed before in the Rider-Waite deck, and that's your advice. You know, you might be witnessing some carnage around you, but don't let it waver you too much. It doesn't mean you can't care, but you already kind of been through the trenches and some of the most shocking and challenging parts of your transformation. Of course, you'll still experience the full spectrum of human emotions, but in terms of the advice of the things that are coming back around, the advice for you now is to play more of an observatory role. Right? So that a healthy layer of separation. So as you go through this next iteration, these next set of changes, you could try remote viewing. So it's kind of where you take the place of your higher self and look down upon you, like as you're walking around the street. It's kind of cool because then you feel like it's a little bit more of a game. And you're just like this soul in this body that's part of this simulation. You know, of course, there's a lot more to it than that, but the advice here is to observe from afar, keep going down the road, keep sailing down the river. Don't latch on to the darkness that might be passing by on either side of you. Just stick with your own. You've got enough to balance and enough that you're piecing together for your own purpose. It might seem selfish if you're not used to that. If you're not used to saying things like, no one else's stuff matters but mine, then it feels rude. But it doesn't have to come from that place. So just trust that. Yeah, you have got this. You've got so many layers of protection here. Also a lot of synchronicities around you that are going to be helping. A very strong purpose that you will now, if you haven't already, begun to see that has amalgamated many transformations along the way. Thank you. I hope this was helpful.
Shanti.